Next on the team, Caitlin Clark.
Everyone thought Caitlin Clark was just a basketball prodigy, a generational talent whose domain was strictly the hardwood. But what I'm about to reveal could fundamentally change everything you thought you knew about athletic specialization, and about Clark herself, shattering the very foundations of what's possible when raw talent meets an unexpected stage. Picture this. Tiger Woods, the man who's seen every impossible shot, every record broken, every moment of sporting greatness, standing absolutely frozen, staring at a scoreboard as if it had just displayed a coding error, because Caitlin Clark, the name synonymous with NCAA records and WNBA buzz, had just obliterated golf records, leaving seasoned professionals utterly speechless. The crowd wasn't just losing it, they were in a state of pure, unadulterated disbelief. The media, usually so composed, scrambled, tearing up their planned headlines. The pressing question wasn't if she did it, but how she even managed to pull off such an unthinkable feat. This wasn't just a good round, this was a complete redefinition of an athlete's boundaries, forcing everyone to ask if Caitlin Clark seriously committed to golf, could she dominate the LPGA with the same ferocity she brought to basketball?
Talked about it in a previous video, how this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And it ended up being put on television, and that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world.
The entire saga began with an almost comical quietness, making the eventual explosion of chaos even more profound. The RSM Classic Pro-Am, by all accounts, was designed to be a laid-back, convivial affair, a handful of golf pros, a sprinkling of celebrities, all gathering for some light-hearted competition, nothing genuinely serious or high stakes. It was the kind of event where the biggest headline might be a celebrity shank or a pro hitting a trick shot. Then, a name quietly appeared on the player list, almost an afterthought: Caitlin Clark. That single name transformed the entire atmosphere from serene anticipation to an electric, buzzing frenzy. Tickets that had languished unsold for weeks suddenly vanished within hours. People weren't clamoring for a chance to see golf legends like Tiger, nor were they buying up seats for the LPGA stars. Their singular motivation was to witness her. The woman who had single-handedly flipped the WNBA on its head was about to try her hand at golf, and the world demanded front-row seats. By sunrise on the day of the event, fans were already lining up, not in golf polos or branded caps, but proudly sporting Caitlin Clark basketball jerseys. The entire scene felt less like a pristine golf tournament and more like a pivotal Indiana Fever game, a surreal blend of two worlds colliding. One announcer, perhaps sensing the monumental shift, humorously declared, "Welcome to the first true crossover in sports history. Basketball meets birdie." But this unprecedented convergence was merely the prelude to an even greater shock.
WNBA, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct.
Then, the moment arrived. Thick with an almost unbearable tension, the announcer's voice, usually a calm drone, boomed through the hushed crowd, amplified by the anticipation. From the University of Iowa, now representing the Indiana Fever, please welcome Caitlin Clark. You could literally feel the wind halt, the thousands of spectators falling into a profound, almost reverent silence. Every eye in the house was locked on the young woman who strode with an unnerving composure towards the tee box. She carried herself with the same confident, easy smile she displayed before draining a half-court three-pointer, as if this were just another casual practice session. But the stark difference, the detail that made this moment so profoundly surreal, was that she wasn't clutching a basketball. Instead, her hands gripped a driver, a symbol of a completely different athletic universe. She looked down the sprawling fairway, took a deliberate measured breath, and then, with an almost effortless grace, she swung. The collective gasp from the crowd was audible, immediately followed by a sound that would echo through the annals of sports history, a sound that transcended the casual nature of the Pro-Am and signaled something truly extraordinary.
I wanted to come say hi and introduce myself. I play out here on tour. I'm Maria. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being out here. It's very cool what you're doing for sports, kicking ass.
And that sound, it was pure unadulterated contact. A clean, sharp crack that resonated through the morning air, loud enough to make even Tiger Woods, a man whose career is defined by the perfect swing, visibly raise his eyebrows in an unspoken acknowledgement of raw power. The golf ball didn't just fly, it soared, cutting through the sky with an almost preternatural precision, as if guided by its own personal GPS. It landed a staggering 270 yards down the fairway, perfectly bisecting the middle, an almost impossible feat for a novice. The crowd, which had been holding its breath, erupted in a cacophony of yells, applause, and disbelieving murmurs. Many pulled out their phones, not just to record, but to capture evidence of what their eyes struggled to process. Tiger Woods, a wry smile playing on his lips, chuckled under his breath, uttering words that would instantly become legend. "That's the best first swing I've ever seen from a non-pro." It was an endorsement that carried the weight of 1,000 accolades, a testament to a talent so profound it defied conventional explanation. But the ripple effect of that single perfect shot was only just beginning to spread, reaching far beyond the manicured greens of the Pro-Am.
God, could I steal you for a second? I don't think I'll have like bigger, I can't say bad stuff on TV, but badasses.
The internet, predictably, went ablaze, and the world of sports media found itself in an unprecedented scramble. Steph Curry, himself a formidable golfer with genuine respect for the game, wasted no time, tweeting almost instantly, "Caitlin Clark might just be better than me at this point." That single tweet from one of basketball's living legends broke the internet, sending Caitlin Clark golf trending #1 worldwide within minutes. ESPN, never one to miss a seismic shift, boldly declared her the most natural crossover athlete since Michael Jordan. Golf Digest, the venerable arbiter of all things golf, ran a headline that captured the magnitude of the moment. "Caitlin Clark just changed golf forever." And here's the kicker, the detail that makes her performance that day even more astonishing. She didn't even plan to take it seriously. According to one flabbergasted reporter, Clark had shown up simply stating she wanted to relax and have fun. Yeah, sure, her version of relaxing apparently involves casually shattering world records and leaving the entire sporting world questioning everything they thought they knew. This wasn't just a moment, it was a phenomenon, forcing us to reconsider the true limits of athletic genius. What do you think about Clark's unexpected golf prowess? Let me know in the comments below.
Have fun, like, get on that side. There we go. Yeah. I'm next. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
While the golf world went absolutely wild, celebrating a performance that defied belief, a curious and almost deafening silence began to echo from an unexpected corner. Remember those familiar WNBA names, the very players who couldn't stop talking about Caitlin Clark all season, often with a critical edge. Suddenly, A'ja Wilson, Angel Reese, and a host of others seemed to lose their internet connection. Not a single tweet, not a congratulatory post, nothing. The same individuals who had accused her of hogging the spotlight, of receiving undue attention, astonishingly lost their voices just as she was making history in an entirely different sport. Fans, ever vigilant, were quick to notice this glaring omission. One commenter sarcastically quipped, "Funny how Caitlin's breaking golf records and all her so-called rivals turned into ghosts." Another pointedly wrote, "They had time to throw shade all year, but no time to say congrat." That profound silence, in its own way, spoke volumes more than any carefully crafted statement ever could, highlighting a tension that lingered long after the basketball season concluded.
I'm distracting you.
No, y'all are trying to get finished.
Has been huge.
Somebody take this picture.
Meanwhile, the professional golf circuit, specifically the LPGA, offered a starkly different reception, one filled with genuine respect and admiration. Nelly Korda, a titan in the golfing world, and one of its top-ranked players, sought out Caitlin Clark after her round. Her simple words, "You belong here," resonated deeply, offering a powerful validation that contrasted sharply with the WNBA's perceived cold shoulder. Another emerging star, Maria Fassi, mirrored this sentiment, telling reporters, "Caitlin's energy is pure. She brings something we've been missing." She highlighted the fundamental difference. In basketball, Clark was often treated as a threat, a rival to be contained. In golf, she was embraced as an asset, a teammate bringing fresh excitement to the sport. This camaraderie set the stage for the shot that would forever etch her name into golf lore. On hole 7, a daunting par 4 known for tripping up even seasoned PGA pros, Caitlin lined up. Everyone expected a safe play, but Clark, as we've come to learn, doesn't do safe. She unleashed a swing, sending the ball soaring with an almost magnetic pull towards the flag. It landed perfectly, rolled, and stopped mere inches from the cup. The crowd gasped, commentators fell silent for a beat, then utter chaos erupted. Cheers, phones held aloft, even Tiger Woods himself could be seen clapping. She finished the round an astonishing 13 under par, obliterating the previous Pro-Am record. Just consider that. 13 under from someone whose primary job involves sinking three-pointer. Tiger Woods, a man whose opinion carries the weight of legend, later told reporters, "That was one of the cleanest, most confident swings I've ever seen from someone outside professional golf. Coming from Tiger, that's no small compliment, and it set the stage for the next tidal wave."
Caitlin, that could be in. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
That record-breaking performance wasn't just a highlight reel, it was a seismic event in the world of sports endorsements and marketability. Almost instantaneously, the business side of the phenomenon ignited. The moment Caitlin Clark's name appeared on the event list, ticket demand for the Pro-Am shot up an astounding 1,200%. Phones at her agent's office began ringing off the hook, a relentless symphony of brands clamoring for her attention. Golf commercials, lucrative apparel deals, even cutting-edge tech partnerships. Everyone wanted a piece of the Caitlin Clark effect. Within a single week, she reportedly inked multiple new sponsorships, one with a major sportswear giant, another with a premier golf equipment company, and even a streaming service deal to greenlight a documentary series chronicling her training. She quite literally transformed one weekend of casual golf into a multi-million-dollar opportunity, demonstrating a market force that few athletes, regardless of sport, can command. Meanwhile, the WNBA's continued silence felt increasingly awkward. Their season might have ended, but the tension was palpable, and fans didn't hesitate to call them out once more. The LPGA knows how to celebrate greatness. One fan posted, "The WNBA just tries to hide it," and honestly, they had a point. The golf world, with its savvy understanding of engagement and spectacle, grasped something the WNBA seemed to be struggling with. Caitlin Clark brings attention, money, and fans. You don't silence that kind of gravitational pull, you celebrate it.
No! Wow. Are we sure it didn't go in? I'm nervous. Is this like a, we're good? We're gonna call this a birdie?
I don't think so.
Amidst the swirling currents of adoration and criticism, of unprecedented market opportunities and pointed silence, Caitlin Clark's response was a masterclass in composure. When directly asked about the conspicuous quiet from other WNBA players, her reaction was archetypal Caitlin. She simply smiled, unwavering and self-assured. Her words were delivered with a calm confidence that resonated far beyond their simple phrasing, "I'm focused on what makes me happy. That's competing, no matter what sport it is." It was a classic Clark moment, confident, cool, and possessing just a touch of that understated, almost savage, self-possession that has defined her career. She refused to be drawn into the drama, to validate the perceived slights, or to engage in any narrative that distracted from her personal joy and competition. This unshakable focus, this ability to compartmentalize and prioritize her own drive, wasn't just a recent development, however. It was a well-honed trait, something her family had long grown accustomed to. While the world reeled from her latest athletic conquest in the ensuing commercial whirlwind, the people closest to Caitlin Clark simply watched with knowing smiles, their reactions a testament to a lifetime of witnessing extraordinary talent. Her parents, present on the sidelines, offered insights that humanized the phenomenon. Her mother, brimming with pride, told one reporter, "Every time she picks up something new, she gives her heart to it. It wasn't just about raw ability, it was about an inherent dedication, a relentless pursuit of mastery in whatever endeavor she chose." Her father, with a chuckle that spoke volumes, added, "We stopped being surprised a long time ago." That line, succinct and profound, perfectly encapsulated their perspective. The world might be in shock, analysts might be scrambling for comparisons, but her family wasn't. They had, in essence, seen this movie before. Different sport, same undeniable ending. Caitlyn walks in, shatters records, and then walks out as if it were simply another day at the office. This innate ability to dominate, irrespective of the arena, was a quality that even seasoned experts were now struggling to grasp. The sheer audacity of her talent left even the most jaded sports analysts grasping for appropriate words, forced to acknowledge a phenomenon that defied traditional athletic paradigms. Their consensus was clear and emphatic. Caitlin Clark wasn't just trying new things, she was dominating them with an almost casual luckiness. "We've seen two-sport athletes before," one analyst remarked, his voice tinged with awe, "but not like this. Caitlin Clark doesn't just try new things, she dominates them." And honestly, they were right. This wasn't merely about golf or basketball, or even the intoxicating allure of fame. It was about something far deeper, about an individual who simply doesn't know how to do average. She doesn't chase moments of glory. Instead, the moments themselves seem to gravitate towards her, drawn by an invisible force of talent and will. This transcended mere athletic performance, touching upon an almost mythical quality that left audiences spellbound and experts confounded. This wasn't merely a golf outing, a pleasant diversion from her primary sport. It was a declaration, a statement that reverberated far beyond the perfectly manicured greens. It solidified the understanding that Caitlin Clark is not just an athlete, she is a cultural force, a magnet for attention and excellence, regardless of the field of play. Her impact extends beyond the scoreboard into the realms of media, sponsorship, and public discourse, reshaping expectations wherever she goes. The true impact, the seismic shift in public perception, and the sports world itself was only just beginning to reveal itself. The aftermath of this singular event, the cascading reactions from fans, sponsors, and the entire ecosystem of professional sports would prove to be the most intriguing chapter of all, revealing the full scope of the Caitlin Clark effect. After the final putt dropped and the camera zoomed in, a curious scene unfolded. Caitlin Clark, the basketball phenom, didn't disappear into a private tent or rush to toast her victory. Instead, she lingered, a magnetic force drawing a swarm of young fans. She signed every autograph, posed for countless photos, and even offered impromptu golf tips, despite having just picked up the sport herself. It was a testament to her disarming charm. She wasn't trying to outshine the moment, she was the moment, simply by being herself. When reporters finally cornered her and asked about breaking a record on her first try, she laughed, genuinely surprised, admitting she hadn't even known what the record was. This wasn't manufactured humility, it was effortless greatness, a raw, unpretentious confidence that immediately captivated everyone watching. Her casual remark became an instant headline, a perfect encapsulation of her burgeoning legend. The golf world, usually a bastion of quiet tradition, found itself in a frenzy, doing rapid calculations as Clark smiled through interviews. Overnight, merchandise sales for the Pro-Am event skyrocketed. Organizers, almost in disbelief, later confirmed that Caitlin's single appearance had generated more revenue than their previous 3 events combined. Sponsors, sensing a seismic shift, jammed phone lines, clamoring to feature her on every billboard, in every ad, and across every commercial related to women's sports. But the most astonishing part wasn't the money, it was the audience. Traditional golf fans, not basketball enthusiasts, were leading the charge. Online comments echoed a profound sentiment. "I've never watched women's golf before, but if Caitlin's playing, I'm tuning in." Another declared, "Finally, someone who makes golf exciting again." This wasn't just a ripple, it was a tidal wave. She had walked into a new sport and, without trying to be flashy, made competition look fun again, drawing in an entirely new demographic. But as the LPGA basked in the glow of this unprecedented attention, the digital world was alight with a far more volatile discussion. Side-by-side screenshots began circulating, starkly contrasting the LPGA's effusive praise for Clark with WNBA players' social media feeds, which often featured brand collaborations and dance TikToks. The comment sections descended into a brutal, unfiltered debate. One league promotes talent, the other promotes drama. The shift in narrative was palpable. For months, the WNBA had seemingly attempted to manage the Caitlin Clark story, sometimes limiting coverage, often downplaying her monumental impact, and occasionally treating her as just another rookie. Now, however, her influence had grown too vast to ignore, even if they desperately wanted to. She was no longer merely the face of basketball. She was rapidly becoming the undeniable face of sports entertainment itself, transcending league boundaries. Then came the ultimate validation, a nod from a legend who rarely gives them. The very next day, Tiger Woods, a man whose words carry immense weight in the sporting world, was asked about Clark's golf performance. He offered a rare, genuine smile, stating it reminded him of his own breakthrough, confidence, precision, and no fear. She has it. This wasn't a throwaway compliment, it was a profound acknowledgement from a titan. Hours later, grainy photos emerged of Woods and Clark engaged in a private conversation near the clubhouse, away from the prying eyes of the press. While no official statements were made, sources close to the situation claimed Woods had offered her a private training session, an almost unheard of gesture from the intensely private icon. If true, it wasn't just an endorsement, it was an invitation into golf's most exclusive inner circle, hinting at a future no one could have predicted. The aftershocks of this golf weekend continued to reverberate with unprecedented speed. Within a mere 48 hours, reports surfaced that Caitlin Clark had inked 3 monumental endorsement deals. One with a prestigious golf apparel company, another with a high-end watch brand, and a third with a global beverage giant, eager to make her the face of their new Focus campaign. The combined value of these deals reportedly soared past $15 million. To truly grasp the scale of this, consider this stark reality. She had earned more money in one weekend of golf than most WNBA stars accumulate over their entire careers. This isn't a slight, it's a sobering fact that underscored a fundamental truth about her market power. Sports journalists quickly coined it the Clark effect, with one headline bluntly stating, "Every league wants Caitlin Clark," and honestly, who could blame them? Naturally, the internet, never one to shy away from hyperbole, erupted with jokes suggesting Clark abandoned basketball entirely and switched to golf full-time. One tweet quipped, "If Caitlin joins the LPGA, Tiger better start checking his records." Another declared, "She's gonna need a bigger trophy shelf." But beneath the playful banter lay a deeper truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just exceptional at sports, she is exceptional at winning. That competitive fire, that unyielding drive to dominate, radiates from her and is undeniably contagious. It's why fans, even those with no prior interest in basketball or golf, find themselves glued to the screen. You don't need to understand the nuances of either game to appreciate watching someone who makes excellence look not just achievable, but effortlessly exhilarating. It's a pure, unadulterated joy in competition that transcends traditional fandom. As the weekend's buzz continued to build, a chorus of support began to emerge from the upper echelons of the sporting world. Serena Williams, a titan in her own right, called Clark's performance amazing. Patrick Mahomes, the NFL's golden arm, simply commented, "She's a monster." Even LeBron James, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time, reposted a clip of her near hole-in-one with the caption, "This girl different." Yet, amidst this wave of global acclaim, the silence from certain corners of the WNBA remained deafening. Not a single congratulatory word from Asia Wilson, nor an acknowledgement from Angel Reese. Fans, quick to notice, flooded comment sections with one simple question: why? Speculation ranged from jealousy and pride to the inability to handle someone else stealing the spotlight yet again. But in truth, Clark didn't require their applause. She commanded the crowd, the fervent fans, the relentless media, and now, the entire golf community, all united in cheering her on. This unique phenomenon extends far beyond mere viewership. Her fans are quite simply built differently. They traverse sports platforms and cross time zones, showing up in droves wherever she plays. This undeniable drawing power is why golf organizers are now actively considering more celebrity events, specifically with Clark's name attached. When Caitlin is involved, everything sells. One executive was overheard stating, "She's not a guest, she's the main event." And he was absolutely right. The ratings bore this out in spectacular fashion. The broadcast of Caitlin's Pro-Am appearance didn't just perform well, it garnered higher viewership than most LPGA finals. This was truly wild. Golf networks, typically accustomed to modest Sunday numbers, were suddenly pulling in primetime traffic, a clear indicator that the Clark effect wasn't just a fleeting moment, but a powerful, unprecedented force reshaping the landscape of professional sports. From the moment we first glimpsed that effortless swing, that uncanny accuracy, it became clear that what we thought we knew about Caitlin Clark was merely the tip of an iceberg. The initial mystery we set out to unravel, the true depth of her athletic genius beyond the hardwood, has not just been solved, but utterly redefined. It's no longer just about a basketball phenom dominating her sport. It's about a transcendent talent who effortlessly steps into a completely different arena and against all odds makes it her own. Her golf performance wasn't a fluke or a novelty. It was a potent demonstration of a fundamental, almost primal athletic intelligence that adapts, learns, and conquers with breathtaking speed and grace. This extraordinary display of multi-sport mastery connects all the threads we've pulled throughout this journey. It synthesizes the relentless work ethic behind her seemingly casual brilliance, the innate competitive fire that fuels every endeavor, and the magnetic charisma that draws millions to witness her every move. We've seen how her presence alone can ignite new conversations, attract unprecedented viewership, and reshape the commercial landscape of women's sports. Her foray into golf wasn't just a fun weekend. It was a seismic event that sent ripples through two distinct professional sports, proving that her impact isn't confined by rules, seasons, or even the boundaries of a single game. She doesn't just play sports, she elevates them, infusing them with an energy and relevance that captivates even the most jaded observers. So, as we reflect on Caitlin Clark's expanding dominion, the question isn't just what sport she'll conquer next, but how far her influence will ultimately stretch. Will we see her redefine the very concept of a multi-sport professional athlete in an era of intense specialization? Could her unparalleled ability to draw eyeballs and generate buzz fundamentally alter how leagues and sponsors scout and invest in talent? Her story is still being written, but one thing is undeniable. Caitlin Clark isn't just a generational talent, she's a force of nature, a cultural phenomenon whose impact will resonate for decades, challenging every preconceived notion of what an athlete can be. What do you think about Caitlin Clark's multi-sport mastery, and which sport do you believe would be next on her list to dominate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you found this deep dive compelling, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories from the world of sport.